Welcome to the Tri-State Audi Knicks postgame show. LaMelo Ball out, non-COVID-19 illness, but the Hornets had Miles Bridges. 22 points in the first quarter, finished with a career-high 38. And the Knicks lose by 10. It was not that close. Final count on this Martin Luther King Day, 97-87. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Will Pito, Alan Hahn, Wally Zerbiak. So the Knicks led 12-11, Wally, and that was basically it. In fact, they were down by double digits. At least 10 points they trailed for the final 30 minutes of the game. Really never made a run. What happened?
Well, at the start of the game, the Hornets looked completely focused and dominant. They came out and they went right at the Knicks. And it looked like the Knicks kind of wanted to ease into a 1 o'clock start. Well, next thing you looked up, Miles Bridges dropped 20 on the Knicks starting unit. He was just phenomenal in that first quarter. I think without LaMelo Ball, I like the way that team played. I mean, LaMelo Ball sometimes gets a little loose with the ball, and he kind of throws it around a little bit and is a little inconsistent shooting the ball. But with this lineup that they had, with Miles Bridges getting going and milking him, then they started moving the ball, knocking down threes. The Knicks were up against it. They tried to, show a little bit of fight in that first quarter, get back in it a little bit, but, the Fournier rule. If Fournier doesn't get to 18 points, Alan.
He got to 6, right. The assist rule didn't work here with 22 assists the Knicks. The ball movement was pretty much there, but
they got to it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they did. But this is one of those clearly like know your opponent kind of games. Know the background. Know what they're coming in with. They were on a winning streak, and then they blew a game to the Magic. Now, the Knicks have lost games to the Magic at home. They know what that feels like. You're not supposed to lose to the Orlando Magic. The Hornets lost to them, and they were mad about that loss. And before the game, James Borrego talked to his team about playing physical and being tough and, raising your level to the opponent when they're playing physical. That's what the Hornets did when they came into this game. They played physical. And then Bridges started it. He was the one that whoever was in front of him, including Evan Fournier, just going right at him like, you're not strong enough to stop me. And he just kept going and going. He had an easy start to this game. And so for the Knicks, as well, he said, it looked like they were trying to ease their way into an afternoon game. And the Hornets were an angry team, with or without LaMelo Ball, because of what they just experienced. And they took it to him from the start, and you were chasing pretty much the whole game.
So pregame, I got Wally to buy into the standings.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Now you're like, don't bother. Don't look. Don't look now.
The Knicks were a game behind the Hornets for 7th. Let's table that for a day or two. But Bridges, taken after Kevin Knox, the draft year of Kevin Knox, taken 12th overall. Knox went 8th.
Let's not go over who was taken after.
It's just interesting how he's developed because he looks like a big-time player.
He has developed incredible, and that's the thing about the NBA draft. You never know what's inside a guy. He was a tremendous athlete, well-coached in college. Tom Izzo, Michigan State Spartans. He was a Sparty, but the way he's really blossomed as an undersized four-man,
that part of his game.
He's 6'6", he's a matchup nightmare. I mean, these are guys that Randall normally can neutralize and handle, but he just was on fire. I mean, look at these step-back threes. This guy couldn't shoot a lick when he got into the NBA.
Knocks him out, though.
And all of a sudden, he is not only a human highlight film, but he is a high-percentage three-point shooter.
Watch this.
Yeah, those moves. I mean, he floats. He literally does. When he elevates, he floats, he flies, he hangs. And his body is impressive. I mean, even where we were watching from up in the suites, you can see how compact his body is. He's got strong legs, and then he carries it very well with a strong upper body also. And he completely is blossoming into a star in this league.
Yeah, a lot of confidence in him physically in this game. But you talked about when he came into the league versus where he is right now. Even today's game versus what he is this season, 31% three-point shooter on the season. That's not great. 5 and 9, and he knocked down his 4 of the first 5.
Is he an all-star?
Game.
Is he an all-star?
I mean, he's in the conversation. I mean, he's going to be a guy that you can't ignore in the conversation for it because his scoring is up. They are a team over 500, and this is his 7th 30-point game this season. So, I mean, even if we're talking about reserves in the East, he's got to be in the conversation.
I think you could put him in there.
And also, KD's not going to play.
Durant's banged up. Harden's been okay this year. No Kyrie Irving. I mean, there's some spots.
And you got to recognize a team that, like them, that they're winning. They're above 500.
That's a 6-7 team in the East.
Yeah.
They're right in the playoff mix, and he's the guy on that team. They have other great players, but I don't think Gordon Hayward's going to make the All-Star team this year. I don't think Rozier will. I don't think LaMelo will. I think he's the guy if anyone makes it.
Yeah. All right, meantime, on the Knicks side, you look at the box score, R.J. Barrett, solid game.
Yeah.
Wally, 18 points, shot pretty well, 12 rebounds, 5 assists.
It's a great sign. I mean, and you would almost characterize this as a little bit of an off night shooting the ball, but the fact that he packed the box score in all the other ways and also still got to 18 points by attacking the rim. Great chemistry with Julius Randle again. Randle's really finding R.J. Barrett for a lot of open looks from the three-point line. You know, this Charlotte team was tough. There were a couple drives where Barrett got to the basket and it looked like he was going to finish like he has been, and he got shots blocked or he got shots contested and you missed him at the glass. But the overpowering of smaller guards is impressive, and the overall ways he's scoring. I mean, he's scoring in so many different ways. He's not just becoming a one-dimensional three-point shooter. He's not just becoming a guy that can only slash and take the ball to the basket. He's scoring in the mid-range. He's posting up more, using his size, using his strength, and he's also making his free throws. So the way R.J. Barrett played today, I think, is a really good sign, continuing to just stack and compile good, high-quality games.
If we want to call this his bad game of the stretch that he's having exactly right now, you know, filling the box score. Obviously, the shooting percentage for him, he would have liked that. Also, free throws. You know, he missed 2 in this game, but 5 assists. So he's not just head down trying to score. Well, that's because he's more involved in the offense. It's great. Yeah, you're seeing him recognize where teammates are, making passes. Now, they didn't shoot the ball well, so there's several passes that you could say early in the game. Remember while we were watching together, it was like, wow, they're missing a lot of easy, like I counted them because I'm maniacal.
The first half in particular.
They missed, what did I say at halftime? Was it 10 or 13? It was 10 or 13 in the paint. By the end of the game, they had 19 misses in the painted area in this game. 19 misses from in the paint. They only made 8 of them. You can't have that kind of percentage when you get into the paint like they did, especially when a team is zoning you. When you're getting into the zone like that, you have to be able to finish, and there were so many little shots that just were rimming out, bouncing out, whatever it wasn't working for them. But Barrett was a big part of getting into the paint and getting to the basket and scoring. He continues to prove he can do that.
Also, free throw shooting, 11 out of 17 didn't help.
And
it got better. It got better as the game went along.
Yeah, free throw shooting's been weird lately.
Yeah, it's been an issue.
Missing some makeable. You got to cash in on those free throws.
Yeah.
How deflating is it, though? And Alan brings up the point when you have these shots that you get into the rack and missing these makeable shots. That seemed to deflate them in the first half.
That's the worst feeling. When you miss a layup on the fast break or you miss a layup around the rim, you're just like, oh boy, this is not my night. It's not. When you can't even get those to go.
Well, that second jump.
Especially when you're struggling and everything's going in for the other team, like Miles Bridges, you're like, yikes. You know, that's kind of the thought process that goes. But then you got to dig down even deeper. And it all starts with, you know, that early on, you let one guy get their confidence, like Miles Bridges, and he just made the game so much smoother for all the other guys. Because, you know, they have a consistent roster. Hayward's a proven all-star in this league. You know he's going to get to his averages around 20. And he's going to do it in a quiet way. He's going to be a good, solid defender. So you give that team, you know, an early 15-point lead in the first quarter, it's going to be tough to come back from.